came to the conclusion that this must have been the missing part of her neck, which is why her chin was able to touch almost to her stomach. The moment my mind made this connection, my body leaned over to Reg. The man in black, at the same time, jumped up from behind the desk from where he was hiding. I turned and couldn't control as puke-filled breakfast hit him straight in the face and luckily stopped him in his tracks. I turned on my heels faster than any former band geek should be able to and took off running back to my office. I slammed the door shut and locked it as fast as humanly possible. I ran to my desk phone and punched in 911. I waited for the operator to answer. Nothing. There was no dial tone. The man was slamming himself into the office door, and there was no way that my cheap lock was going to hold him much longer. The only other way out was through the window, but it was housing a humongous, out-of-date air conditioner at the moment. I quickly pushed my spare desk up against the door to hold this maniac off for a little bit longer. I picked up my office chair and smashed it through the top part of my window. At this point, the man slamming into the door stopped. I waited about 5 seconds and decided that I was not about to open my door. I made it to the window and cleared some of the broken glass out of the way. I climbed through it and placed my feet on the ledge of the building. The only way to safety was to the right of my office, towards the helicopter landing zone, which just happened to be right past the office I was trying to avoid. I slowly gripped the side of the building and made my way towards the landing. As I got to the window, I noticed that the blinds that were once closed were now open. With the daylight streaming in, I could see Cindy's mutilated body in more detail than I had previously. I had to force myself to keep going. I had just made it past the window when it felt like something had pierced my leg. I looked down, and there was the man in black, with his mouth attached to my right calf muscle. It felt as if he was transferring something into me. The next thing I knew, I felt weightless.
Hey, what are you doing? Knock it off, little fucker.
I woke up 10 days later in the very hospital that I was so desperately trying to escape. My family was all gathered around my bed and could not believe it when I opened my eyes. Long story short, they found my supervisor's body in the office next to mine and found me laying in the back alley, surrounded by broken glass. I broke several bones and crushed a good portion of the back of my skull, resulting in me having issues with being able to speak. I kept trying to tell them it was the man in black, but nothing would come out of my mouth but blubbering noises. They told me that the police pulled up the security footage of that day. There was one clip of my boss and myself entering the office next to mine, and then the tape goes blank. Everyone thinks I killed her, and then tried to kill myself over the guilt of it. The whole time I'm being told this story, I can't help but take my eyes off the far corner of the room, where there is a huge mirror reflecting my image back to me. I am dressed in all black, laying in a bed of white sheets. My eyes are sunken into my head, and I can't stop smiling. want to know a secret? The voice almost made me jump. I glanced up from the book I was reading to find an old man sat opposite me. I was on the train home from uni at the time, and I'd been reading for most of the journey. I didn't even hear him sit down. The first thing I noticed about the man was his age. When I say the guy was old, I mean old. The poor bugger looked like he was on his last legs. The lines on his face were so deep they could have been carved. His watery blue eyes stared out from wrinkled pits. There were heavy, purple bags under those eyes that looked like bruises, as if the guy hadn't slept in years. The second thing I noticed about him was the object balanced on his lap. A large, black box, scuffed around the edges. I'm not going to say the box looked older than he did, but the thing had clearly seen better days. The man stared at me without blinking.